So let's start without any further ado. We just kind of move forward and start talking about the month of July. So hey guys, July month is really powerful when it comes to creativity, moving forward with passion and spirituality arising more than before. Now, how many times have I already said this? I'm sure I've spoken about it already. But this month, it itself is very powerful. When I talk about powerful, I am talking about, so there is the moon, the full moon coming up, which is on the 3rd of July. And then we also are having an amazing time as we move forward with this energy, following up towards the new moon as well. And a lot of shedding is also happening, a lot of shedding of your layers, big time. Self-identity being picked up. All of those things are taking place. But this month is full of fire energy, which is solar plexus, along with sacral energy. And it's a mixture of manifestation energy along with self-worth and being able to speak your truth. So, normally the sacral chakra is somewhere and somehow being connected with the throat chakra. Means however you feel or sense, you don't hold it and you suppress it, but you rather are encouraged to speak up, and with a certain power as you do so, whilst the self confidence reflects over your power when you're speaking as well. So now, saying that, there is a lot of this energy which is part within this month itself, and you will see that there is certain leadership quality coming inside you, and sometimes leadership need not be in a group. Sometimes it's just for you to become a leader for yourself and no longer kind of listening to others around you and making your own choices. And with that comes with the spiritual space where you are opening up in a deeper level than you have never ever gone into that space before. Passion and creativity goes on to another level too, because talking about passion and creativity, it all comes from that sacral chakra, you see. And when this is on fire, and there is confidence with you, then there is that way of manifesting those thoughts, going forward with those dreams, understanding how I can move forward and how things will be. Now, mind you, this is just not in the personal level, but it's also with the collective, which is the energy aspects. It could be heard, seen, felt on the news, where collective people get united together and are passionate about something that they want to change and moving forward with that. Now there are a lot of more things. Now I'm going to go ahead and speak. There is also a lot of people who are now able to see through what no longer is service to them. They really see through. Again, this is more on a very highly collective space. Means, and I'm talking about more on a humanity background rather than just in one-on-one space. And it could be felt in one-on-one space too, but this is something really huge within this month, and it is transpiring into other things. So things that you could feel like, I think I've been made a fool all this time and I don't want to be part of this anymore. Or there is a risk of me kind of moving forward with this. It just doesn't sit right to me. When I talk about the collective power, I'm talking about things, governmental changes that are taking place, and we could tick into certain areas where we feel this just doesn't seem right anymore, or something needs to change over here, and it doesn't feel of my own best interest anymore. That kind of energy is very out there. And people will be able to kind of see that more. But whilst I'm saying that, there is also unity coming forward, means people of a similar frequency and moving heightened onto that space are holding hands together and walking and saying, hey, I want to give you some help. How about come along with us? And you will be seeing that there is more power to that, and there will be more people coming along your way. So that is another space when it comes to the greater good and, turning into united space and walking forward. I also received amazing energies, and this is to do with, again, believing in yourselves and the self-reflection that comes along with it. So, yes, there could have been, a shadow side, and there could have been also where you made certain mistakes and have not felt, amazingly great about doing those things. Again, the mind has gone to a point where you feel that I need to completely dump it off and bring a newer version of me at the moment. So the mind has been speaking, and when I say about the mind speaking, I'm not talking about the ego side speaking, but more about, this new grown space, which is coming more from a space of spiritual ways of doing certain things, calmer ways of doing certain things, being more mindful about certain things, all of those things. And it is brilliant. A lot of people are shedding themselves off from the material side of the world, the physical side of the world, and trying to do kind of work with great balance between the two, which is I would walk towards my way, which is into my purpose of how I deal with certain things in my life, but I'm also not going to engage into the material side way too much anymore that I used to do before. So there is this other side that is opening and brilliantly opening up. Now, remember, manifestation is onto a heightened energy. Now, when I talk about the heightened energy, what I also mean is there is a great feeling of when you're being more positive and standing towards the positive side of it, you are manifesting things way too easy. This energy has gone really, really wild. Now, this is just not coming through us, because there is all lots of elements that is helping us work through this space. I've been talking a lot about DNA shifts, transformational spaces, working towards higher vibrations. And I do believe that you may have heard so many people talking the same thing. But this July month is literally opening things that you may have not seen happening before. It is in various forms. So again, aspects with career growth, aspects with, you having self-worth to yourself, working towards newer ways in life where you may have never felt being either respected, worked on, or either, kept your mind in that space that you couldn't really do it. All of it is happening in this month of July. Now, kid me not, there is one thing that is really, really open, and that is that there is this celebratory aspect everybody is also feeling within themselves, because there are some things that you are actually doing that you've never ever done before, and you have stepped into that power, and you have gone into working towards your self-reflection, and it's been time for you to let go of those shadows, or rather merge with the shadows and become one. So no longer that there is a demon speaking up into your head and telling you what to do, but you are making your choices in a beautiful, lovely state of calmness and peace within yourself, which is so awesome. I do believe that so many people should be actually working towards that level. But are really people really doing this? And that's the question. Not everybody will be in that form. a majority of people who have been working towards all these years, and I would say, starting from 2018, 2019, a lot of dense energies were being felt from these people are now falling up and moving forward. There is a huge quantum leaping that has taken place already for loads around in this earth plane. And no longer that they are working in the same timeline, they have shifted their timeline and they're moving forward with it. Now we just have to be persistent and be strong towards that space now. That is more important and comes as more as an advice to all of us. So, yes, it's good to celebrate, feel amazing about certain things, but hey, there will be things that will kind of pull you down, and I would like you all to be all persistent and strong towards that level. Abundance is moving forward, and it's time for you to also take a little time out. So always in a spree of do is not really going to help you. But on the other side, I will just say that take some time off, do some journaling, write, meditate, ground yourself, take some time out. If you want, just go around a beautiful, lovely beach and just take a journal along with you. Just write your thoughts as you're just watching the waves and just feeling the air. So there's a lot of those things that is also going to be around with you, and it's required as well. The huge transformation that is taking place in our lives and also in the earthly plane, it also shows that we have to learn to also love ourselves and bring love to ourselves. You can learn it in various forms, through a lesson and an experience, or just kind of learn to do it by yourself. And I do believe, rather than learning it from experience and lessons, which is part of us anyways, kind of bringing that aspect, kind of noting it down, ingraining it in ourselves is also very important. Not a lot of people do that. So, that is another energy that is also felt around July month. Now, compassion to others is now going tenfolds deeper, which is some things that you may have not been able to forgive, you're able to do it at this moment, at this time. That means certain things that have happened before and you were not open towards maybe even communicating with this person or this group of people. You've been open towards it. You can understand certain things of why they were the way they were, and you can actually move forward, which is again aspect of empathy, going deeper, which is again goes on to the sacral energy, which is compassion and bringing deeper meaning and value. And no longer, kind of making yourself blame yourself towards things that you were never even part of. Maybe that whole thing was their own choice of why they said certain things, and that was a lesson or experience they had to go through. And you can understand that now more about it. So you can make the choice of actually going back and speaking to this person as well. Remember, we have a lot of energy around us. A lot of people going through headaches, feeling not great about themselves, even lethargy, a lot of things that is happening at the moment. But since that, I would just say one thing, and this is because of all this intense energies that has been felt around us, which is helping us move forward into this transitional phase and ascension phase, and you'll all feel it. All are going to really feel it. Take some time out whenever that energy is there. Now remember, rebirth is assured, means you are there to work through. There is this magnetic pull towards kind of divine, new things following up in your life, and you just have to kind of work towards the goal. What is the goal? I think whatever your creative mind is preparing you for is the goal for the coming month. That means a lot of things that you are kind of working towards at the moment, and your creativity is more sharper in those areas, you will see that you're manifesting well towards them, because there is a new transformational phase along with this. So now, saying that, please be calmer, because these energies can also go in the other direction too. So that means please be very careful in what kind of words are you choosing to speak to others. Sometimes anything that is being spoken straight out could not lead to a very good, a very good path, or rather a very good space where there could be aspect of where you could reflect to it and think, I wish I could not have said that earlier. So rather than being in that phase, it's good to be a bit more patient. Listen, feel it, sit with it. And if it feels like it's not yours and you can let go of it, no longer get affected with it. And along with that, also watch your words of how you kind of put certain things, because remember, not everybody is in the same level. Yes, some are climbing the stairs, some are already there on the top floor, some are actually up there kind of flying as well. So everybody is in a very different state, but all of them are going through these kind of elements as they're moving forward. I don't see anyone kind of being stuck. I see everyone actually working differently with themselves, but all are going through the similar level help that they're working with. There's another thing is that your everyday's focus is going to be a little different than before. You will wake up suddenly in the morning and you will have this urge to work on something. And remember, as I mentioned, the sacral power is helping you create that certain side. Literally, there is a lot of dream work that is happening for most of us over here now. That means a lot of ideas are flashing. A lot of ways how to move forward are being shown. A lot of downloads are being put in. A lot of work that is of wisdom sharing has been done basically in the dream work. So dreams have been really, really strong for a lot of people. And that's another one in this month. So, as I've always told, journaling is the best way. And if you guys do not have or haven't heard my dreams and timelines podcast, I will really encourage you to go through that and just go through deeper value or meanings of dream or dream work, on how it's working into our separate timelines and things like that. So you will see all of that kind of how it can help you as well once you have an understanding towards it. Now, there is a ripple effect with everything that you are going to do at this moment. That means you no longer keep yourself just as individual, but you, as I mentioned about unity, you're united. So your one flash of a spark of light that's happening, that is then going and moving forward and linking into others, and the others could be feeling that too around you. So your ideas could also flash up and the others could feel that energy around you as well. Or your help or helpful nature is flashing and the empathy is flashing, and then compassion, and it's all into a domino effect. And it's beautiful to see that the goodness is taking place as the domino effect is happening, whilst there are some not very nice things that will be happening around the month of July, which I will say that there is absolutely no way for you to even pay attention, because if you're in a higher vibration, it should not really affect you. And even if it affects, I think maybe keeping an eye towards what is maybe happening in the world, but not getting overly affected, because that things are going to be okay. I don't know how, when, but I know things are going to be far better comparatively to what's been mentioned or said at the moment. So keeping that trust and faith is also very, very important at the moment. Now, saying that, I know that there's always more to aim higher. And again, there's always infinite possibilities, and we're moving forward with it, along with the universe providing all that abundance coming forward for us. Hence, there is absolutely no reason for anybody to feel that they only are only level to only so much. They only can do so much. There's not much really. Everybody has got that infinite possibility within themselves. Listen about what the other podcasts that I've done, which is more to do with manifestation and how does manifestation really works. So, that is the other thing, that the word is believe. Be the frequency and leave it. Don't think overly about it. Aim higher. Work. You don't have to think how it'll happen. You just work for it. And it'll make the choice. You are going to work towards that pathway where the doors will just open up. So yes, that is the other element that comes up along with this. Now, saying that, I just want all of you to know that huge amount of healing energies are also part of it. Hence, I've also asked most of you, or rather whoever have heard this all the way through, that there is an element of healing is happening beautifully. Just work with healing energies. Take some time out for yourself. Bring self-love. All of us really need it. No matter how much you've said that I've worked so much about self-love, I don't need it at the moment. I think in between you have to take little breaks, because it might just get a little bit more difficult than we feel. So this is very important. We also need to learn to surrender. So again, all the heightened, lovely energy that I already spoke to you about, yes, there is a little deeper, darker side towards this, which is really required. You cannot change things unless, there is a huge shake that happens in the system. And there is that shake is happening. It starts from July on and then moves forward to August as well. So I will just say, without giving too much of information regarding, what's happening in the global space and stuff like that, I think just keeping that in mind, and when things actually flash up in news and other things, I would just say that keep your calm. All of it is meant to be or meant to happen, just because there are certain things that you just have to, basically the whole of humanity has to go through in order to change them. Unless there is not enough eyes looking at it, things won't change. So everything is surfacing at the moment, and when things are surfacing, you would just know that this is what is supposed to happen, and I need to keep my calm here. So yes, these were all the stuff that I've received for the month of July. Remember, career-wise, okay, a lot of people going really high, heightening that space of them, not just in the material side, but this is more on the purpose level. This is more on a deeper purpose level, that I was born maybe to just do this. It was meant for me to go ahead and do this. That feeling is felt with loads, and I'm being honest that there's this beautiful energy that is part of you now. So I hope all of you can feel this, and again, relationships and anything, the bounding, kind of being part of each other's, part of lives and everything. It's beautiful, but whilst this is happening, you'll also sense and feel that there's an amazing sense of calmness within yourself whilst you do that. So at the end of the day, it's all about how you're feeling within, which is very important. So I hope that this has definitely helped you all, and I hope and wish that this kind of helps you move forward for the month of July. I would really reckon you to listen to this maybe in the mid-month again, and again by the end of the month of July, because a lot of things will be transpired by then, and you can make understanding of what you couldn't really get fully at this point, because a lot of things can just go on to I'm not sure what is this all about, but maybe the podcast can help you kind of remind you what was being mentioned earlier. Okay, so thank you once again for all your support and love as usual, and I hope you all do really well. Stay put, stay abundant, and I'll send you all of you a lot of love, and I'll speak to you in the next one next month. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.